Okay, relevant boxing talk here. And here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Errol Spence and Terrence Crawford welcomes you back to boxing. For those who have been um, away from the sport for quite some time, they haven't been around because they feel as though boxing is dead. There hasn't been any significant matchups in generations since Mike Tyson, Sugar Ray, Leonard, um, so on and so forth. They feel as though boxing has been doing a disservice to the fight sports. Well, Terrence Crawford and Errol Spence welcomes you back to boxing. To those who have been in the MMA world, where they get their fight um, fan fix. Um, Terrence Crawford and Errol Spence. Should I say Errol Spence and Terrence Crawford welcomes you back to boxing. Um, to those who have um, really haven't been around since the Klitschko era, since his reign, and then the Deontay Wilder reign, where he went on an absolute terror, and it's quite frankly underrated, but still is reluctant. The fan that is still yet reluctant to get back into the sport of boxing. Welp, Errol Spence versus Terrence Crawford welcomes you back to boxing. Um, to the the families out there that haven't gathered around the TV. Um, I know my family in particular, the last time we got around the TV was Mike Tyson versus Evander Holyfield. I remember being a kid. I don't know. I was 8, 7, 8, 9 years old, seeing Mike Tyson bite Evander Holyfield's ear live. I mean, it was unbelievable. It was an assembly of my cousins, aunties, their mothers, fathers, grandparents. It was about 3 or 4 generations surrounded by the TV to watch this event live. Well, Errol Spence versus Terrence Crawford welcomes you back to boxing. See, here at Relevant Boxing Talk, one of the key things that this channel is to do is to one, introduce fans to the sport of boxing, and two, reintroduce those who have gone away from it for a while um, to the fans that you know they want to see the blood and guts that MMA offers, um, because they don't get their you know that fix, their carnal fix in boxing. Well, Terrence Crawford versus Errol Spence welcomes you back to boxing. Um, it's a long time coming. I mean, a lot of people said that this is the best welterweight matchup in about that's 30 or 40 years since Sugar Ray Leonard versus who was it? I think it was Thomas Hitman Hearns. Um, it's been that long since since boxing has seen a welterweight matchup of this magnitude in its potential. I mean, everyone is boxing fans, fight fans are disappointed in the performance of Floyd Mayweather and Manny Pacquiao. It didn't live up to its billing. Well, Errol Spence versus Terrence Crawford welcomes you back to boxing. See, this 2023 year is kind of what 2020 should have been were it not for COVID, and just a disappointing year in general that 2020 was. Um, but with delay, and um, we were able to see the fights that we really wanted to see, namely this Terrence Crawford and Errol Spence. I keep saying Terrence Crawford and Errol Spence when I should be saying Errol Spence and Terrence Crawford, but anyway, neither here nor there. Um, so, um, welcome back to boxing, or welcome to boxing if you're one of the younger brethren out there who are maybe you heard about this fight, maybe you've heard rumors, you've seen a thing or two maybe on your social media feed about this matchup. But in this matchup with Errol Spence and Terrence Crawford, you got the best fighting the best. Um, Pound for pound greats, number one versus number two. Who's number one, who's number two, we will find out after this matchup on Saturday. So you are thus welcome back to the sport of boxing. I hope that everyone has gathered their coins and made sure that they made their money arrangements in order to buy this fight. Don't stream this one because you don't want to get any lags. You don't want to miss anything. You don't want to take your eyes off the screen because it is believed to be like round one of Hagler Hearns, probably, as many say, the greatest round one of all time. So I hope you are as excited as I am for this matchup. To the fathers out there who are looking for an excuse to bond with their sons, their nephews, their mentees, this is the perfect excuse. So many life lessons can come from a rivalry that has been built to this point, and it should fit the billing. Two undefeated fighters. One was undisputed champion in Terrence Crawford at the junior welterweight division. The other who's looking to be undisputed here at welterweight. The winner will be going to be undisputed. Crawford potentially a two-time undisputed, and Errol Spence for his first time. And whoever will win will be the first undisputed welterweight champion in the four-belt era. So this is really big-time boxing. Number one versus number one in the battle for who is truly number one. Errol Spence versus Terrence Crawford welcomes you back to boxing. Make sure that your schedule is cleared, and if you aren't watching this fight on Saturday, then what are you doing with yourself? Take this time to bond and fellowship with your fellow comrades, with the men in your life, in your lives, be it your elders or the youth or your equal peers. Make no bones about it. You don't want to hear about this fight on Sunday morning because this is a homecoming for boxing itself. So do what you got to do to make sure that you are watching this fight. If you can't find a friend or a family member who is watching this fight, then buy it yourself. It's worth the, I believe, $85. You won't regret this one because this is one of those fights that will be talked about for generations. Will be compared to the greatest matchups of all time. Is already time and time again compared to Hagler versus Hearns. So if you, this is not only an important event for boxing itself, it's important for uh, the black community. This is black excellence. Two men who have been bred in boxing since their youth. Terrence Crawford has a family generation that goes back, according to his trainer, Bomac. His grandfather was a boxer. His father was a boxer. Now he is a boxer. Errol Spence is just a prodigal talent. And his father recognized the greatness in his son, and so he got him in a boxing gym so that he can put his talents to use. And he got him in the gym, I think, at the age of 19. And so here we are today, two men in their prime, at the peak of their careers, the peak of their greatness, dead set to get it on Saturday. So Errol Spence versus Terrence Crawford welcomes you back to boxing. I hope you're as excited as I am. Please make your arrangements. Don't make any excuses for not being present for this one live when it goes down, because you don't want to see the highlights. You don't want to hear from other people of how amazing this was. We don't know if there will be a rematch. We literally know nothing. All we know is that one man will be crowned undisputed welterweight since the induction of the four belt era. So be right there in your living room for this one. I'm personally planning a fight party with some of my closest friends and family. I'm very excited about this. So I'm not going to miss it. And so take this as a friendly recommendation that you should not miss it yourself. So yeah, I'll wrap this up, but trust and believe this is black excellence at its finest. The whole world will be watching, and so make sure that you're watching it too. Gather your family members, gather your friends, and learn how to resolve conflicts the way men do, as Errol Spence Jr. versus Terrence Crawford welcomes you back to boxing. Relevant Boxing Talk, come out.